Hello everyone, now we have to discuss the most important concept, Ohm's law. So, before discussion of that, I would like to explain some more important concepts to explain the importance of Ohm's law. So, that is why here I am considering two patterns, this is case 1 and case 2. So, in this we all know that if we make the height difference between the two vessels, obviously there is a water flow from one vessel to another vessel, right. So, the same concept can be applicable to here. So, here I am considering two cases. In this case 1, this is case 1. Okay. So, in this case 1, I am considering this height is what? Varied, and considering this thickness T is equals to thickness or thinness, okay, thinness of pipe, which is equals to what? Constant. So, in this case 1, I am considering the height between these two vessels considered as variable parameter, like that the thickness of this pipe or thinness of the pipe should be equals to constant. So, we all know that the height difference makes water flow, that is which is proportional to water flow, right. That is here we have the variable parameter of height, that is if we change this height, obviously the water flow can be changes. If it is increases, this is increases, if it is decreases, this is decreases, right. So, it is totally depends upon the height difference between the two vessels, okay. Keeping thickness of the pipe constant, then only this is accurate valid point. So, this height difference is proportional to the flow of water, keeping T is equals to constant, keeping T is equals to constant. So, like that in this case too, this height should be equals to constant, okay, and coming to this thinness varied, okay. So, what will happen if we make this pipe more thinner? So, what will happen if we make the pipe more thinner? More thinner, what will happen? So, compared to case 1, this case in this case to the thinness of the pipe is more, that is more thinner the pipe, lesser will be the water flow. More thinner the pipe, lesser will be the water flow, that is water flow should be inversely proportional to the thinness of the pipe, keeping H is equals to constant, keeping H is equals to constant. So, if we keeping thickness of the pipe constant by varying height difference proportional to the what? Flow of water, we all know that, but if we make the pipe more thinner, the flow of water will be very less compared to case 1, keeping height is equals to constant. So, F proportional to 1 by T. So, this is 1 and this is 2. So, we all know that From 1 and 2, we have to conclude one point. From 1 and 2, we have to conclude, that is from 1 and 2, F is proportional to what? Sorry, height by T, right? F is proportional to the height difference between the two vessels by the thickness of the pipe. So, in order to eliminate this proportion, we have to introduce a constant of proportionality, that is H by T, but here we have to ignoring all constants. Okay, ignoring all constants, we do not want all that. Okay, simply F is equals to H by T, ignoring all constants. This is very important observation to know the importance of Ohm's law. So, F is equals to H by T. Now, we have to consider a conductor. Okay. So, this is the conductor or element. Okay. So, for this conductor, we have to provide the supply voltage. We have to provide the supply voltage. We have to provide supply voltage. This is nothing but battery. This is nothing but battery. So, this battery is having some voltage, for example, 9 volts, 10 volts, like that. Okay. So, this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal. This positive terminal can be connected like this, and this negative terminal can be connected at another side of the conductor. We have to connect this positive terminal to one side of the conductor, like that, negative terminal to another side of the conductor. So, because of this negative potential of that battery, the electrons which are present in the conductor, because of this negative charge, the electrons in the conductors travels like anything. So, ripple, this is nothing but electrons direction, nothing but electrons direction. So, we all know that if the electron direction is like this, the current direction is opposite to that electron direction, right. So, the current direction is like this. So, from this the current direction like this. So, always current flows from higher potential to lower potential. This is nothing but convention. We are assuming this convention, that is it. So, based upon some assumptions or conventions, we have to follow any theory. Okay. So, based upon this assumption, we have to analyze the circuit. Okay. So, I want to change this supply voltage now. So, variable supply voltage. So, I have to replace this battery with variable supply voltage, okay, with variable supply voltage. So, by changing knob, we have to change the supply voltage. So, 1 volt to 2 volt, 2 volt to 3 volt, 3 volt to 4 volt, like that. By changing that knob, we have to vary the supply voltage. What will happen if we vary the supply voltage? Obviously, the value of the current in the conductor changes, the value of the current in the conductor changes, right. So, can you tell, is the changing current is changes accordingly with supply voltage or not? Obviously, it is changes with respect to the supply change in the supply voltage. Are there any parameters are responsible to change the value of current in the conductor? Obviously, the answer is yes. right? The answer is yes, because if we change temperature, what will happen? Resistivity of the conductor changes. Therefore, the value of current changes, right? Then what will happen? We are changing the supply voltage, but due to temperature effect, the value of the current is changes in accordance with the supply voltage, right? This is very important observation. So, based upon this analysis, Ohm put a condition that is Ohm. Based upon this analysis, Ohm put a condition that keeping all physical conditions. What are the all physical conditions? That is temperature or pressure. Keeping all physical conditions, temperature and pressure constant, the value of the current in the conductor, it changes linearly with respect to the supply voltage, That is, the value of the current is directly proportional to the potential difference across the conductor, that is nothing but Ohm's law, that law is nothing but Ohm's law. What is the statement? This is the statement. In a conductor, the value of current is directly proportional to the potential difference across the conductor, keeping all physical conditions like temperature and pressure are constant. So, what is Ohm's law? In your exam, for example, the question is like that. What is Ohm's law? Or state the Ohm's law. Simply you have to write I proportional to V. That answer is wrong. You have to mention keeping all physical conditions, that is temperature is constant. You have to write I proportional to V, T is equals to constant. Then only this is called as Ohm's law. Otherwise, this is not Ohm's law. Only T is equals to constant. Then only it is Ohm's law. Okay. This statement is valid only when temperature is maintained as constant. Then only we have this relation. No, by changing the temperature, we don't have this relation, right? So, keeping temperature constant, then only I proportional to V. So, in order to eliminate this proportional, so we have to introduce I is equals to 1 by R into V, which is equals to I is equals to V by R. I is equals to V by R, where 1 by R is equals to constant of proportionality, right. This is about Ohm's law. Now, we have to discuss some observations. Okay. Observations of Ohm's law. So, I is equals to V by R. We all know that height difference makes water flow, right? Height difference makes water flow, keeping what? Keeping thickness or thinness of pipe is equals to constant, right. So, like that, here I proportional to V, like that. Similarly, I proportional to V, right. I proportional to V, keeping R is equals to constant, keeping R is equals to constant. Then only I is directly proportional to the voltage. Then what is the characteristic of this current and voltage by using Ohm's law? This is the actual characteristic. It should be present in first and third quadrant. I will tell the reason. So, if we consider so, what is the value of here? For example, this is V 1, this is I 1, here it is minus I 1, this is minus V 1. So, at this position, what is the value of R? Which is equals to V 1 by I 1. At this position, what is the value of R? Which is equals to minus V 1 by minus I 1, which is equals to what? V 1 by I 1. So, in this first quadrant as well as in third quadrant, is there any change in the value of resistance? Is there any change in the value of resistance? There is no change in the value of resistance. The value of R should be constant. The value of R should be constant at any point. At any point, the value of R is constant. That is why this graph is 100% correct. Okay. Draw the VI characteristics by using Ohm's law, means you have to draw like this. The curve is linear in first and third quadrant. Why? At any point the value of R should be constant. That is it. If this is valid, this is correct. That is it. Okay. Next, second observation. We all know that water flow is inversely proportional to the thickness of the pipe. That is, more thinner the pipe, lesser will be the water flow. Okay. Keeping height is equals to constant. Like that, here water flow is nothing but analogous form to water flow. I is proportional to F and R is proportional to T. So, like that, similarly, I is inversely proportional to the value of R, right. More thinness of the pipe, lesser will be the water flow. If it is less, it is more. So, like that, if it is more, this is less, right. Keeping here the condition is keeping V is equals to constant, keeping V is equals to constant. This is very, very important observation. So, in this case, I proportional to V keeping R equals to constant. In this case, I proportional to 1 by R keeping V is equals to constant. Then what is the graph between I and R? So, this is R, this is I. Simply, if we increase the value of resistance, the value of the current decreases. So, like this we have to get. So, like this we have to get. Okay. This is about the second observation. This is hyperbola we got. Keeping V is equals to constant. Okay. Here keeping R is equals to constant at any point. Simply is nothing but bilateral element. So, R is nothing but at any point on the graph R should be constant, providing DC excitation. If it is AC excitation, that is impedance. So, at any point on the graph R value should be constant, means resistor is nothing but bilateral element. That is, we will discuss in detail what is bilateral, what is unilateral. Simply this is plus minus, this is R, current direction. For example, this is minus, this is plus. What is the current direction? Like this. So, by changing the current direction, whatever may be the current direction, the value of the R should be maintained as constant. That is, bilateral element. So, we will discuss in detail later. So, this is very important observation from this Ohm's law. Now, we have to discuss one problem, simple problem. Okay. This is 9 volts battery and the resistance value is 3 ohms. Okay. 9 ohms battery, 9 volts battery and the resistance value is 3 ohms. Calculate the value of current. We have to calculate the current in this circuit. Okay. We all know that by Ohm's law, I is proportional to V, which is equals to I is equals to V by R, which is equals to 9 by 3, which is equals to 3 amps. The required answer is nothing but, so the current is of 3 amps in the circuit. Simple, the circuit is closed. Okay. Because of this battery, there is a current, that is 3 amps of current is there. So, we all know that we have two cases, right? Keeping R is equals to constant, I proportional to V. Like that, keeping V is equals to constant, I proportional to 1 by R. So, this is Ohm's law. Okay. This is actual Ohm's law, but this is our observation, that is it. Okay. This is actual Ohm's law. Okay. Now, we have to justify. So, here I is equals to 3 amps, I proportional to V. So, keeping R equals to constant, right. So, R value should be equals to what? 3 ohms. So, we are keeping this R should be equals to 3 ohms. So, like that, if we change the supply voltage, that is variable supply, if we provide variable supply voltage, by changing that knob, we have to reduce or increase the supply voltage, right. So, now I am considering the supply voltage should be decreased, okay, that is 3 volts, that is 3 by the value of resistance should be equal to constant, that is 1 amp. Like that, what is the value of current when it is increased to 6 volts? 6 by 3, 2 amps, 3 volts, 3 ohms, 3 volts, 6 volts, 3 ohms. Like that, by increasing the value of supply voltage to 9 volts, keeping R equals to constant, we have 3 amps of current. Like that, I is equals to 12 volts by 3 ohms, which is equals to 4 amps. So, by increasing the value of supply voltage, the value of current is gradually increases. By increasing this value of supply voltage, the value of the current gradually increases, keeping keeping resistance constant. Okay. This is first observation, right. Like that, here keeping supply voltage constant, I proportional to 1 by R, that is supply voltage given is nothing but what? 9 volts. So, like that, I is equals to 9 is constant. What is the value of R? Given 3 amps. For example, if we change the value of resistance, 9 is constant to what? 1 ohm, that is 9 amps. If it is 9 by 2, that is 4.5 amps. If it is 9 is constant, if it is 3 amps, I is equals to 9 by, for example, 6 amps, 6 ohms, that is 3 by 2, that is 1.5 amps. See, this is constant. If we increase the value of resistance to 1, 2, 3, 6 up to some point, the value of current decrease 9 amps, 4.5, 3 and 1.5. So, if we increase the value of resistance, the value of the current decreases. If we increase the value of resistance, the value of current decreases. This is one more observation. Now, we have to discuss some limitations of Ohm's law. So, in that, Ohm's law holds truly only for a conductor at constant temperature. So, only this law is applicable only for at constant temperature only. If temperature changes, obviously this law is not applicable. So, this is one of the limitation, right. So, next, Ohm's law does not apply directly to capacitor circuit as well as inductor circuit. Why it is not applicable? If it is pure resistive circuit, what is the relation? I proportional to V. If it is pure resistive circuit, that is, if it is pure resistive circuit. If it is pure inductor circuit, what is the relation between voltage and current? V is equals to L into di by dt, right. So, the relation between voltage and current is what? V proportional to what? Di by dt. So, this is non-linear, right. So, voltage is directly proportional to differential component of current. So, that is why we are not applying this Ohm's law for this inductive circuits like this. For capacitive circuits, I is equals to C into dV by dt. What is the value of current in case capacitive circuit? Here I is proportional to what? dV by dt. Same logic can be applicable here. So, like this Ohm's law is not applicable for capacitive as well as inductive circuits. Next, VI graph is not really straight line. It does show some deviations, right. So, we all know that this is voltage, this is current, this is minus V minus I. So, we all know that this is the actual graph of Ohm's law, but actually we are going to get the graph like this, some deviations. Okay. So, this is actual, this is ideal. So, this is ideal, that is actual. Okay. Next, this law is not valid for unilateral elements like diode and transistor. So, what is the IV characteristics of diode? We all know that. So, this is I, this is V. These are the IV characteristics of diode. Is this linear? Non-linear. So, is this bilateral? No, it is unilateral. So, we are not applicable for this diode and transistor type elements. This law is not valid for non-linear components, that is the IV characteristics or non-linear characteristics. Next, we have to discuss some applications of Ohm's law. So, in that first one is domestic fans. Domestic fans, that is the speed of the fan can be regulated by the regulator, right. So, by changing that regulator to and fro direction, we can control the speed of the fan. So, the basic mechanism in that fan is nothing but the speed of the fan can be controlled by the regulator. In that regulator, we are providing the value of resistance. We are changing some orientation. So, to and fro direction, we are changing from point 1 to point 2, that is we are changing the value of resistance. Then only we can able to change the value of current. That current is responsible to change the speed of the fan. So, the basic mechanism involved in this is nothing but Ohm's law. So, like this domestic fans we are using Ohm's law. Like that fuses. Fuses are nothing but what? Protective components. No? So, whenever there is a fault in the circuit, in order to isolate that fault, we have to provide some resistive components. So, if we provide some resistance, obviously it has to limit the excessive current, then we can able to isolate the fault. So, this should followed by Ohm's law. So, like that electric heater. So, every heating element is having some value of resistance. So, like that we have so many applications of Ohm's law. It is widely used in circuit analysis and for ammeter and multimeter design, and used for resistor design, and used to get the circuit drop in the circuit design. And like that in case of electrical heaters, kettles and other type of electrical equipments, we have to use this Ohm's law. Like that we have these applications. Okay.